Hi, welcome to a Scott Industries tutorial on how to set up your YouTube page if you're a voiceover. I've been reading professionally for years and years, and I use this as a tool which I give my agent, and then people can come into this page and they can click on it and they can look at all my work. And I think it's a great way to go. Not everyone does this, but I think that all the tools are out there. It's pretty easy to, in principle, to set this up, but I think a lot of people just don't do it because, let's face it, YouTube's pretty complicated. And a lot of the information, a lot of the ways to get things done, it's kind of buried down in YouTube, and you have to get in there and take the time to learn it and to make it look pretty. It does take some time, so hopefully this will give you a few shortcuts. Not everything, but you'll get a vibe on how I did it. And so I'm not here to teach you everything about YouTube, but just a few principles. So and of course, if you're setting up YouTube and you've got any kind of YouTube channel, then you can just apply those principles across the board. So let's have a look here. So the thing was, my page before was kind of neglected. I had my name there, I had some work, but I wanted to make a bigger impact. And one of the ways to do that is to show all the brands you work for, because people go, oh, that's a bigger brand. So he must be pretty good. People have used him habitually over the years. So, you know, the guy's experienced, blah, blah, blah. So you can see up here, I've put all these brands. I've done it where the YouTube banner would go. And I've got my name down here. I've got a photo that looks professional. You've got a bunch of tabs here, but I guess this first page is the most important thing. That's where people are you're going to grab their attention, and they're going to linger here, and they're going to do it quickly, and they're going to move on. And so you've got my voiceover reel. I've just made this kind of current, and you can see it's uploaded 3 days ago. I only got 9 views, but it's a rehash version of last year's show reel, but I've kind of updated. So there was, a lot more views there as well. And then you've got all these new uploads here. And as I say, it's all pretty fresh, so not many people have seen it. But underneath that, you can have most recent work. You can create these titles. Then you can also, I thought this was kind of like a powerful thing to do. So I had to order it. I had to think about what's going to make the most impact. Well, we're going to have brands, and then we're going to find out, who I am, obviously, in the same time. Then we're going to see my most recent compilation. Then we're going to see my most recent work individually. And then people, I thought would be very powerful, will be to search by brand and make sure I had the big brand sitting there. Then some featured work, the stuff I kind of like, and then you can go down to specific playlists. So, and I've put bigger clients like cars, mobile phones, those ones at the top there, because that's the kind of clients I want to bring in. So we go back to the top, and we just get certain aspects of this right. Creating this channel art to me is important. You can just put your name there. But I think putting a brand there really helps. And there's a lot of ways you can create channel art, and it really is a pain making channel art, because I don't know how many times I've got other channels you can see here, related channels, and getting the dimensions right, and then making sure it sits properly with a photo. So, having all these dimensions right, it did take a little bit of tweaking. But to me, the easiest way, instead of getting yourself Photoshop, is go online and go to this free app called Canva. Just go Canva. You can sign in with your Facebook identity. And pretty much what I did was, I've got a YouTube layout here. I just selected one. Okay. But what I've got is, in this upload section, apart from all the logos upload, the most important thing is to go onto Google and find, it'll be something like YouTube channel art template. Because what happens is when you put your channel art on, it's going to try and make it work across the board, across television, across iPads, and then even down to the smaller devices. So your text and logo safe area means that anything that sits here will always appear on your device. But if you make a huge font and says Bill's Voiceovers or Betty's Flower Pot YouTube channel, a lot of it will get cut off and it just won't look good on television. So make sure you get this text and logo safe area, or called YouTube channel art template. Upload it into Canva. It's really easy. I really like Canva because when you upload something, okay. Firstly, let's go backwards a bit. You want to get your logos. So if you're going down the path I do, here's a page full of logos. And let's say I work for PlayStation, and I'm gonna have a look here by doing an image search, and then I can see the dimensions, 1000 by 761. So you want to avoid anything that's 32 by 24. You want to have a larger quality image, and then you can visit view image, okay, and then you just right click and we'll save the image as, and then we go to the desktop, okay. So put it there on the desktop. What you'll notice is grey out of here area is that this has got an alpha channel. That means it's got a transparent background, so that when you go and put it on your channel art, on your YouTube channel, you can see that I've got a white background. So with the alpha channel, it's basically like you don't have any, except for a few exceptions here, a lot of them have just got a white background, which I think looks nice. It looks kind of slick. So if you go to uploads now, and I want to upload your own image, and I'm going to go to the desktop, and I can see my so we open that and we just upload it, and you can see this is just a little thing about Canva I love, is that this little upload signal here, okay, usually there's a duck floating there, a little duck, which kind of I like because it made me laugh. Okay, no duck this time. Maybe you drowned. Okay, so then you drag this over. I won't go into how to use Canva too much, but you can select all of that. You know where your safe area is. You delete that. Then you bring this in here, and then you can, approximately where it is to sit in this midline area here, and you can just keep reversing and going back and referencing the text and logo safe area, so that when you export it, it will sit nicely here, and then you can just tweak it. And so I must have done about 10 versions till I got to this version here. So that is my tip for channel art. Save yourself a lot of time. Forget about Photoshop, unless you're a Photoshop expert. Go into Canva. You can import that template into Photoshop, but I'd go into something like Canva and get it looking like this, and make sure it's spaced out properly. It's not perfect, but it's better than some asymmetrical generic font, text that doesn't really reveal much about what's happening on your channel. So next thing we're going to look at is obviously put your name, get a nice photo. If you upload this photo, it's going to go back to your Google Space homepage, and sometimes it takes a few minutes to come through. So I've signed in, and this is what I wanted to show you, was that you can look at this for returning subscribers, for new visitors. So if you've got your subscribers, press on that. This is important because it determines what they're going to see. For new visitors, let's see what's there. Yeah, okay, so my show reel is current, and returning subscribers are seeing my reel as well. That's what I want. But what I can do is I can go change trailer, and then I'm going to select that again, but I could select any video from this list. It'll give you a bunch of lists, and then you just refresh that. Okay, returning subscribers. Okay, and if I go back to and hit my channel, sometimes I do that just to refresh. So then what you can do is you can put your most recent work. So all this is customizable. And all you do, click on this little pencil there. You can choose single playlists, and then you can choose horizontal row, or we can go vertical lists. Let's have a look at vertical lists. Okay. But I don't really want that for this, because I really want people to see brands. And then you can choose my most recent work. That's the playlist that you're choosing. So there's a bunch of options here. Okay, you can work that out because I know you're smart. And then what I did was, as I said, I set up brands and other playlists. So the way you do that is when you go to the videos tab, if people go there, they'll see all your videos and they'll kind of see it in chronological order of when you uploaded it. Okay. But it's hard to navigate that. So if you want to, you go to playlists, and then what you do is you create a new playlist. Okay, you put the playlist title in there. It's very self-explanatory, and then you can add those playlists onto your home page, the preferred playlist, and you can order it that way. Channels are your associated channels or anything you subscribe to. Discussion and about, always handy to have useful information there. So here's the thing that I would urge you to do is so the next thing you say, okay, that's great. How do I get my video? How do I get it onto YouTube? Okay, so let's talk about permission. Okay, I would not monetize any of this. I mean, people do it all the time now with videos on YouTube, or they use a song and then Google will send you a thing saying, hey, don't stress about it. You're not in trouble. But the owner of that song is going to put ads as part of your video presentation. So that's the cost of using it. Or sometimes they'll say, well, no, you can't use that. And then they'll copyright nuke it. Okay, so you've got to look into the ownership of what you're putting up there. But if it's out there already and you're basically putting it your page and you're not trying to monetize it, look, there could be cross-jurisdictional issues if it's coming from another country, but what I'd say is that it's always good to ask for permission. And then if you can't find the work out there, if you can't source it and you see it on YouTube, you can get it, stick on your page, but I would keep the description exactly the same. I would not monetize it whatsoever. Okay. And you can see on some of my videos that a lot of them had a lot of hits because people are searching and they're seeing promos, and I'm not making a profit. I'm just basically highlighting my work. So the way to do that, I would do it this way, is that if you find, this is my acting show reel. I know I'm looking quite strange there. So if you say any YouTube video, you go up to here, get the URL, copy it, then you can go to this website. It's called Clip Converter. Now, a warning with this website, it can be a little bit spammy and you might get pop-ups. So depending, especially if you're on Windows, make sure you got all your virus software intact. Okay, so we're gonna put that in there. A lot of my reads are about 30 seconds, a lot of promo trailer work, so this will be a larger download, and then you hit continue. See, I got a bit of a pop-up there, so we're going to nuke that pop-up. And then you can choose, this is probably the best clip converter, 24 megabytes. Most of the files, which is 30 seconds, come in at about 4 or 5, 6 megabytes. This is a bit longer, but if I want to download it in 720p, then I go 720p, 24 megabytes. I hit start, and it'll convert it for me. Okay, and then if I'm going to download, after it's converted, it's going to, and you want to preserve exactly the name. So if it's called, if the client's, whatever they've put it online as, just preserve that, don't monetize it, okay? And then what I can do is I can just save that to a folder, or, it shouldn't really save it to the desktop, should archive it out. And then when I go to my YouTube channel, then I just go upload. Select the title, and you can see that my show reels, it's not entirely downloaded yet. It's very, very slow. That's weird. It's only 24 megabytes. Okay, then I upload that to here, and then I just fill out all the YouTube data, and that will add to your playlist if you've set up a playlist. So let's go back to my page. And my channel. The other thing too, which is really handy, is if you want to tweak all the videos in particular, Go to Video Manager up here. So you go My Channel, then Video Manager, and then you can say this one here. I can edit this, show reel. You know, public, unlisted, private, little message there. You can tag it. It really is. This is different to a private YouTube channel, but this is about showing the work you've done, so you can get work, but it's not about making money off this work. So don't monetize it. That's what I'd say. Okay, I'm gonna leave this page. So that. Go back to my channel. Boom. So there you go. That is how I did it. That's how I customized my YouTube for my professional voiceover site. And then the way I would do Scott Industries is different. But this will appear, this instruction will appear on Scott Industries. But if you've got any questions, then please fill them in below, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks a lot, guys.